Hi, I'm Catherine Fitzpatrick. I'm a former bank executive and now CEO of Flexibility Ventures, and we work with businesses, industry associations, governments, and regulators around the globe to show them the ways that their products and services are being weaponised in the context of financial abuse. Economic abuse or financial abuse is controlling somebody through their access to money. And unlike physical violence, often it happens by misusing products and services and systems. So physical violence might happen behind closed doors, but the products that we use every day, like a bank account, an energy account, a water account, a telephone account, an insurance policy, are all being manipulated by perpetrators of financial abuse to leave somebody trapped, to control them, to track them. And the linkage is that perpetrators have become really sophisticated users of financial products and legal systems and digital platforms, and everything is a digital platform, including government services. And they're using them as weapons of financial destruction. But our policy response and our corporate responses tend to focus on supporting victim survivors and not recognising that they're inadvertently enabling that harm. Safety by Design is a framework that the eSafety Commissioner developed in Australia in 2018, and it basically says the onus is on you that has the platform to make sure that that is safe for your users. It shouldn't just be up to your customers or your users to put the protections in place around them and to toggle things on and off that are changing all the time. The way that I have adapted safety by design is to apply that framework to financial products and services. So recognizing that everyday products and services are being misused, they are being used as weapons, and it's up to the organisations that supply those everyday products to make them safer by design. So to recognise that a bank account may be opened really easily online by a perpetrator. They can do it in a matter of seconds to open an online credit card, for example, and they might open that in a survivor's name, which then leaves them saddled with debt. And that can happen multiple times, saddled with debt that they can't get rid of, that no one really understands necessarily that they were either coerced into that or it was fraudulently obtained in their name. And then there's consequences also in the long term as well for credit reporting. And safety by design gives people a way to, people in different organisations, a way to look at the potential harms that they might not usually see. So workplace safety, you would look at, are your workplaces safe for the people who work for you? Operational safety is if you're serving the public, you want to make sure that they are safe. What we don't always look at is, are my products and services safe for people in unsafe situations? Safety by design gives you a framework to be able to do that. It is a really provocative name, designed like a domestic abuser, and that was intentional. Most organisations don't think about how a malign actor like a domestic abuser might use their products and services. Instead, they're focused on fraud and scams and cybersecurity. So I've developed an AI simulation tool using red teaming principles that a lot of organisations will be familiar with to tackle cyber hackers. But instead of a hacker, the persona is a perpetrator. And what the tool does is allow organisations to pick a product and its features to determine what kind of context that the perpetrator may know about a survivor. And then it runs an AI simulation to show where the vulnerabilities are, where a perpetrator could misuse that product and treat it as a weapon to cause harm against another one of your customers who is a survivor. Then it also allows different teams to work out what are the controls they could put in place to make that much harder to cause that harm? And where are the vulnerabilities along a customer journey? So is it where you might have the account opening? Is it where somebody is seeking support? Or is it where there might be credit being racked up? This really gives different organisations the ability to step into the shoes of a perpetrator, to use a simulation, to use tech for good instead of, and harness that capability, which it's so frequently now is being used to cause harm to women. Tech facilitated abuse is abuse with the glow up. So it is taking analog and causing scale at harm with no friction and in ways that we should have been able to imagine. So my ask is that policymakers are very clear that we know the risks of products and services being weaponized, and therefore companies have got a duty to their shareholders and to their customers to manage those risks and to reduce those risks. In my view, it should be a positive duty on directors of companies, regardless of what company it is, because every company is a tech company now, and every company where you have joint accounts or billing or credit or loans is being misused and weaponized for financial abuse by misusing the technology to do that. So policymakers should make it a positive duty on any director of those companies to prevent the misuse of their products for domestic and financial abuse.